pushing in hard on the end here in order to get that to go into an actual 1/2 inch collet. It works. This is the facing tool, and it allows me to face without having to worry about a whole bunch of other setup procedures or changing tools over there. It's already set up to do it. So I'm recommending that you do that. Don't mess with these control panels. It's already set. Perfect end. Now I'm going to take this out of there. The collet that's exactly the right size. This is painfully wrong. It's actually purchasing 1/2 inch material. You would think it'd be, oh gee, you know, 1/2 inch.
Those are minus its tolerance.
Well, 12 thousandths is quite a bit of tolerance. I'll see if I can find the right collet. We got a bunch of them, so we'll get that under control. Okay. Sharpie, and you put some purple on the end of it. Make sure this is still at 0, and set it at 72. Scribe a little tiny mark on the very end of it where that's 72. This was 75 to start with according to the set of directions, and it's very close to 72 now, but a little long. I would shorten it to 72 by putting this mark on it, then putting it back in the chucker and cutting it off at that mark. So now I have both ends nicely okay, and use this set up to 35. Or thereabouts. And I'm going to call this the business, the working end. I'm not going to call this working end. And put a scratch on the magic marker index so I can see it with the tip of this. Be careful to keep the edge of it as close as you can. There's a scratch across the purple. So now I can put this in the lathe truck. I want to talk to you about these T-handles. They get real lonely real quick, so we have to keep them warm. Okay? They like to be in their nest or hanging on their board. They're friendly with that, but they should be warm. Which means you have to keep your hands on them all the time they're out of their nest. Don't put them inside your clothing too much. So I'm going to turn you around and look at the processed end, the good end in here. I'm going to find that scratch. I'm going to wiggle this as I tighten that up with the chuck. Okay. I'm going to get square with this, my shoulders straight, my arms straight, and tighten. Why? Because I don't know how much I'm tightening when I do this, or whatever. But I know how much force I'm applying when I'm out on the ends of this, and my arms are straight, and I can feel it in my shoulders. I don't want you to try to rip it from its origin. I want it pretty tight. Thank you. So now we have a part, we know the size of it is what? 512 thousandths. So the answer to that is, what is 12 to 12.05 is our target. So somebody get out their calculator on their cell phone and figure out what 12 millimeters is in inches. You're going to be doing that quite a bit. The number's right up there. 0.03937 is 1 millimeter. So we have 12 times 0.3937. So write down underneath that one, 0.472. Okay, now subtract. This is high math, I tell you what, like almost as bad as arithmetic. Can you handle it? It's not, you know, I mean, you haven't had a trig yet, I suppose, okay. So subtract those, what do you get?
0.04.
I'm going to get more than 0.04.
I just keep it 3, 20, 30.
Today. Get your decimal points right. You guys got, it's his math, I guess. You know. There's more than 0.04 everywhere on. So we need to take off 40 thousandths to get to our target. We need to take off 40 thousandths in at least 3 steps. We can take off all of it at once, but it won't be right because of tool deflection, part deflection, machine deflection, bad attitudes and dull tools and whatever, it's not going to be right. So what we should do is take it off at 40, we can take off 30, and then 8, and then 2. Everybody okay with that? So, I'm going to turn this on. Whenever I move this lever right here, I pull it left and then up. Whenever I shut it off, I move it right and down so it falls into a notch. I can even just put my fingers on it like that and push it down to make sure it falls in that notch. Because if I push it straight down, I hold on to it straight down, it'll go into reverse while it's going forward. Ask yourself, would you do that to your automatic transmission in your car down the highway? Let's try reverse. No. So the key ingredient is hold the lever to the left, I mean to the right when you're going down or when you're coming up from reverse. Fingers on the left side of it. Normally I like to go a little faster than this, but right now what we're doing is demonstrating. It could be going 250 RPM right now, and 160. I'm going to go in, this is a carbide tool. It happens to be a right-hand tool. And I'm going to adjust it. Now, I'm actually going to turn on this a little bit and then tap on the handle.